With this big idea. When you hear the word karate, what pops into your head? Fighting, right? Maybe tournaments, breaking boards with your bare hands. But what if all that is completely missing the point? What if the real purpose of this ancient art is something so much deeper, something that could actually change your entire life?
And that potential, that life-changing stuff, it all comes down to a fundamental split inside the world of karate itself. See, it turns out, not all karate is the same, not even close. And understanding that difference is really where our story kicks off.
And here it is laid out plain and simple. On one side, you've got sport karate. This is all about the competition, the trophies, winning at all costs. But then you have Goshinkan karate, and its focus, it's completely different. We're talking about character, self-preservation. The goal is actually non-violence and peace. It's driven by the spirit, not the ego. In fact, the founder of Goshinkan says that competition can create a monster, this ego that just has to win, which is pretty much the exact opposite of what the art is truly about.
So you gotta be asking, who's the person behind this really powerful philosophy? Well, let's get into the incredible story of the founder and head teacher, Hanshi Dina Naidu.
Now, to really get what he teaches, you first have to understand the title he holds, Hanshi. It means Grandmaster, and that is the absolute highest rank you can get in the karate world, and it is incredibly rare. We're talking experts believe there are only about 10, maybe, genuine Hanshis alive today. For him to earn that title, it took over 60 years of just pure dedication.
And his journey, man, is just remarkable. He was born prematurely right in the middle of riots in a really violent South Africa. He started karate when he was just 11 years old, not for a trophy, but literally to survive. That path eventually took him all the way to Japan, where he became one of a tiny handful of people in the entire world to graduate from the super elite Japan Karate-Do College. And today, his teachings have reached students in more than 54 countries.
And this right here, this is the turning point. This one sentence says it all. It just captures the huge transformation in his life and his whole way of thinking. He went looking for the best teachers in the world to get better at fighting, but what he found was the way to master himself. And that discovery, that became the bedrock for everything he teaches now.
So this whole transformation is built on one core idea. You gotta quiet the ego to let the spirit shine. But what does that actually look like? How does that work in the real world?
Well, it starts right here with the emblem of Goshinkan. It stands for exactly what the art is all about: truth, love, and peace. Hanshi Naidu breaks down the purpose into 3 parts: self-preservation to protect your body, self-discipline to protect your mind, and enlightenment to elevate your spirit.
And a huge piece of that puzzle is a concept called Kihatsu. It basically means enlightenment. You know, this used to be a fundamental part of all karate training, working on your mind and spirit just as much as your body. But somewhere along the way, that got lost. And Hanshi has pretty much made it his life's mission to bring it back.
And he's not shy about the problem he sees. He says the karate world today is moving away from I the spirit and towards I the ego. It's all about ego gratification now. So he feels this incredible responsibility to share that traditional wisdom that's been forgotten, to help guide the art back to what it was always meant to be.
Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how does it actually work? How do you take this philosophy and use it to, really improve your mind in your day-to-day life?
He teaches this wonderfully simple formula he calls the 3 H's to success. It's all about making sure your actions are aligned. So it starts with your head. That's the idea. But, and this is the most important part, before you do anything, that idea has to be checked by your heart. You gotta ask, is this good? Is it true? Is it coming from the right place? And only if it passes that heart check do you actually do it with your hands. It's a way to make sure what you do is aligned with your spirit, not just your ego or ambition.
But, okay, what about negative thoughts? Because let's be real, we all have them. He has this amazing metaphor for it. He says negative thoughts are like birds flying over your head. You can't really stop them from flying by, right? But what you can do is stop them from building a nest up there.
So, how do you stop them from building that nest? It's a really simple, direct technique. The second a negative thought pops into your head, you just stop and you tell yourself firmly, those thoughts do not belong to me. That's it. By doing that, you're refusing to own the negativity. You're just letting that bird keep on flying.
It's one thing to have a strong mindset when things are going well, but it's something else entirely to hold on to it when you're in an absolute crisis. And not long ago, Hanshi Naidu faced the ultimate test of his own philosophy.
Just a few months back, there was this freak accident. His own car rolled and it pinned him against his garage. It crushed him.
The paramedics who showed up, they were just shocked. They found him under the car with all these horrible injuries. They told him later that honestly, he should have been dead. There was no way he should have survived that.
So get this, in the ambulance, literally moments after this horrifying near-death thing happened, the painkillers started to kick in, and he started seeing all these beautiful colors. And what does he do? He jokes with the paramedics. He says, "Hey guys, where can I get some of these drugs? They are good party drugs." I mean, think about that. In a moment that should have been pure pain and terror, his mind, which he's trained for decades, just went to humor. It's just an incredible testament to his whole philosophy. And his doctors actually believe that positive mindset was a huge reason he had such a miraculous and fast recovery.
And really, this all brings us to the absolute core of his message. He believes that every single one of us, you, me, everyone, no matter what's happened in our past, we are at our core an embodiment of love. So the real practice, the real art, isn't about trying to become something new. It's about stripping away all that junk, the ego, the negativity, to get back to the person you've always been underneath it all.